Hey everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel. I feel like it's been a little while since I last posted a video, and to be honest, we have had a lot of big decisions to make. Our heads have been all over the place, and we currently have family over, which has been lovely. I think it's been nice to just actually have some time to chat things through with my mum and sometimes just clear my head and then it gets all busy again. However, me and Ewan have both managed to escape today. We've had some quality time and we thought it would be nice to film a little 18-month update and answer some of the most frequently asked questions that we get and hopefully bring you all up to speed. So let's get into today's video. Okay, so let's just go straight in with number one, which is of course asking, do we feel settled now that we are on the Central Coast? You can answer that one first.
No.
Okay, I would agree. Definitely no to that one. I think just being 18 months in, we probably hoped we would just feel a little more settled than we currently do. Obviously we have moved around quite a bit and we now are on the Central Coast, which is just stunning. Like even the beach, we live just a 5-minute walk to the beach and it's so nice passing it like every day. It's always busy, there's always people out and it's a really nice area to live in. The only problem for me with the Central Coast is that we live in a gorgeous area called Terrigal and it's just stunning, but it's pretty much a holiday resort, right? So that comes with a price tag as well, but when you look at other suburbs in the Central Coast, they just don't come close to this because of course this is the little gem of the coast, and it's very unaffordable. But also one thing that I've found with the Central Coast is that a lot of people are born here, so they've grew up here and it's quite cliquey.
Yeah.
And that can be hard to kind of make friendships and things as well. But it is absolutely stunning, and when we moved to Australia we wanted to live that beach lifestyle and you literally have everything living here.
Yeah,
do you agree?
Yeah,
but
definitely.
to answer that question, no, we just don't feel settled as it stands. So number two is asking all about our biggest challenges since moving to Australia, and I'd probably say these really haven't changed a lot from our 1 year update, I would say. The main one of course being the lack of support. It is really hard, and I would say one of the biggest things I didn't expect to find challenging was actually the strain that was going to go onto our relationship. Would you agree with that? And I think just to be completely honest, which I know a lot of people do appreciate when they watch my vlogs, but we definitely have found this journey to be the most stressful, well, I don't know if I'm just talking for me, but the most stressful thing I've been through is this journey so far. The reason it's probably had a kind of stress on our relationship is obviously we are at the other side of the world in areas that we've never even been to before, trying to navigate our family life with a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. I mean, of course it's going to be stressful, but we don't get kind of any quality time together, and I found that to be really challenging, you know. Like, it sounds crazy because you have all of this amazing stuff on your doorstep. You've got bars, you've got gorgeous beaches, but we don't get to use them a lot because we're so limited with our kids, of course. And yeah, that's just something that we are finding difficult. And something that we didn't really have to really think about much when we were at home.
We put out a lot of money on childcare. and that's...
Childcare and rent are our biggest, aren't they?
Yeah,
like
they're huge outgoings, both of them are huge, and yeah.
Unfortunately for us, especially on the 482 visa that we're on, our visa means that we do have to pay for childcare. We don't get any subsidy, and schooling for Isla is going to cost us around $7,000. Perth, however, if you are watching this vlog and you're moving to WA, then they have actually just waived the fee for 24 and 25 for families, obviously, of people who are on a temporary visa, and I think that's the best thing ever. But unfortunately other states, New South Wales and South Australia, two that we know of anyway, they haven't waived them. So you are looking about $7,000 per year for schooling, and then obviously we have our little boy who's going into daycare, so daycare for us is about anywhere between 130 and 150. How annoying are the flies? I think we should move because it's very windy here, and I'm worried that you are not going to be able to hear the rest of the vlog. So let's head and we'll keep chatting.
Yeah.
So the next question is for you, Ewan, and it's all about work-life balance. Someone had asked, do you find the work-life balance to be better here in Australia as opposed to the UK?
No, I found the work-life balance in the UK better. So yeah, just kind of, I would say, a bit more flexible in the UK in my experience. And yeah, I've worked with 3 or 4 Aussie guys now who all worked in the UK as well, kind of similar profession as me, and they all actually agreed. They all think the UK's got a better work-life balance. Just about the weather after it. But a bit of an example is like 38 or 39 hour contract here. You probably do a flat 50, like that's in a normal, just a normal week. But then you'll do Saturdays every so often, so that'll kind of bump that up. Then yeah, one kind of, depending on the type of work I'm doing, yeah, the hours can increase quite a bit beyond that. So even just getting away a few hours early on a Friday, I think that makes a big difference, especially to family life as well, because like everybody knows, like construction do long hours, that's fine. But on that Friday you get that little bit of time back, even if it's 2 hours, just to get home and help out, and you make dinner for a change, or you know, you do some help for a change, pick up the kids from school or whatever.
Definitely a thing in the UK, because a lot of, well in fact probably all of construction finished early on a Friday, and here it's just not a thing, is it?
Kind of in comparison, like you were contracted 44 hours back home,
yeah,
and that's roughly what you done, and then when you needed to you would work longer, so I think it just sets expectations, I think.
Yeah, and of course this is for Ewan's profession. He is a civil engineer. We know a few people who are in different kind of trades and different professions that have a much better work-life balance here, so this will be completely
unique to each person.
Yeah, absolutely, and I don't want anyone watching this and thinking that that's going to be the same for them, because I think it really does depend on which profession you are in. But certainly for you, and yeah, you had a better work-life balance in the UK. So when it comes to things that I absolutely love about Australia, the parks, outdoor lifestyle is absolutely up there. I mean, this is just amazing, and this is actually just about to get another refurbishment, but just being outdoors with the kids, play areas are so clean, well maintained, and yeah, this shade as well is obviously very helpful. And then as well, like the barbecue stations that you have are always clean, again really well maintained, and yeah, just something that means you can spend the full day out with the kids if you wanted to. You can bring your own picnic, or of course these little stations in the middle here are your barbecues. So this is definitely one of the things that the UK just does not have for many reasons, but something that I absolutely love about Australia. Also, the weather just makes everything so much better. Everyone's in such a good mood, and yeah, overall you just are able to get so much more done when the weather is basically like this. Have you guys thought about PR and applying for PR? You want to answer this one?
Yeah. We have done the kind of initial consultation and stuff like that, and we know that we can apply for PR. It's an option, but yeah, it's an expense. And whilst we feel so torn on actually staying here, and do we want to live here, or are we going to go home? It's quite an outlay to put out. It's a lot of money you could use for a house back home, to buy your house or to improve the house that you buy or whatever. So yeah, it's something we've looked at, and it's under consideration probably.
Yeah. So we have come home because two reasons. My battery ran out when we were out and the wind was picking up very, very wild. So we have come home. Ewan's about to set up the barbecue. So I thought we'll just quickly finish whilst we are here. So the next question was all about moving and whether we would consider moving to another state in Australia. And
show this.
This is venison. Ewan is cooking on the barbecue tonight. This is his current new favourite as well. And yeah, nobody needs to see that. I am not having venison tonight. I'm not a fan of venison actually, but Ewan is very excited to cook this for my family. I think you are showing off. Yeah, would we consider moving to another state? So, very quick answer, yes. A few months ago, we actually kind of started the process of potentially moving to Adelaide. And this was an opportunity that was presented through a company that is not the sponsorship company that have brought us over here. And in a different video, I have explained that because of the 482 visa that we are on, companies have to be prepared to take on your sponsorship, and it's not always ideal for them. So we've had a bit of a struggle kind of finding another opportunity that would allow us to move to another state. But if I'm just being completely honest, we are in the process of just trying to work out whether that is for us or not. It is a lot to move, even just in your own state, it's a lot to move, and we have obviously done that 4-5 times now. And it's very stressful. It's very, very stressful, and we are just trying to weigh everything up, aren't we? Whether we think that we even have it in us to actually move again. And then you also have to take into consideration Ewan's work.
Another break lease fee.
Another break lease fee, yes, of course. And that is a lot of money. But then, yeah, Ewan's work is probably the main one. And whilst Ewan has already explained that he does long hours, a lot more hours than he done, back home. There's also a high chance that you would be working regional. Which is something as a family we have never wanted to do. We've never needed to do back home. And here it's looking very likely, isn't it?
Yeah,
that
at some point I'm going to have to work regionally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot to kind of think about at the moment, and it's not something that we are making a very quick decision on, because there is a lot of pros to living here. Equally, there is quite a lot of cons, unfortunately, for us staying. Again, not the same for everyone. This is purely just us and our journey and our kind of feelings and experiences on it. And yeah, it's just where we are right now. Isla? Would you like to stay in Australia or would you like to move to Scotland?
Scotland.
Oh, Ren, Australia or Scotland?
I'm going. Going.
Oh, it's true. What is making us hesitant on making a final decision?
I think it's all the weather, to be honest. Like, I don't think there's like we spoke about like all the issues we have with like work and stuff like that, but it is like definitely the weather.
weather keeps us here.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that's one of the main things we'd miss?
Yeah, aye, it would be just, you know, I think we are outdoors a bit more here.
Yeah.
So I think definitely being outdoors.
Yeah, spending more time outdoors. Because as it stands right now, like right now, not buying a house, but right now, we were better off in the UK.
Well,
Financially.
financially, I think we're better off in the UK. Like,
Just how things are now.
well, yeah, but I think even looking longer term, we're always going to be financially better off in the UK because if I work those types of hours, which isn't really going to drastically change,
Yeah, that's true.
you're always going to have to have a job that's flexible,
Limits, yeah.
that's really flexible. So yeah, you're there for, yeah. Like I know, like I can do it as well, but predominantly the heavy lifting is going to be on you. So
What's Daddy making?
I don't wait down.
Cole's chicken burgers.
no,
Yeah.
you want something to sell? You know what this is?
Chicken
Deer.
burgers with chips.
Yeah, I don't wait down one.
No.
It's deer, but there you are.
Do you want venison or do you want chicken burgers and chips?
Chicken burger. You
How is it?
No comment.
Out of 10?
I need to turn it off before it gets too chewy.
My concern is that if we decide to go home, then I'm worried that we haven't tried somewhere else, because a lot of people have said that don't take this experience as what Australia's like as a whole, you know, and I'm concerned that we don't try a different state and get to experience something that may actually just work out for us.
Salad there. Wow.
Oh, that looks amazing. So I'm going to close this vlog off here. Hopefully it gives you a little insight into our minds and how we are feeling just now after 18 months. We have a lot to weigh up, and I hope that anyone that is thinking of either coming over to Australia, or of course if anyone is similar to us and they are here and they're just finding that things aren't balancing correctly, then hopefully you have found this vlog to give you some comfort as well, that you are not alone in this journey. Australia is a gorgeous country and we are so lucky that we have all of this literally on our doorstep, but there are a lot of things in the background that have to work together as well, and they have to be worth it, and especially giving up a lot of kind of support and quality time back in the UK, there's got to be a lot of other things that just balance out and make it completely worth it moving to the other side of the world. And as it stands, we just currently haven't had that just yet, and it's whether or not we feel we can give more to move to a different state and hope that we will find everything that we're looking for, or do we just feel like it's best to just head home now and enjoy this experience for what it's been. But also, probably the most important thing is that we have completely changed as people as well, and that also excites me, that if we were to go home, then we would be home as completely different people with different mindsets. So yeah, there is a lot to weigh up, and hopefully in my next vlog we will have a decision for you all, and I'll do my best to not have you waiting too much longer, and I'll see you all then.